All right, it's time for lunch, so let's head over to the kitchen and check in with ABC7 Culinary Director Judi Gallagher. And Judi, I spy some steak, I think.
Close. We're having lamb shoulder chops. That's an inexpensive cut, but you're still going to get that great flavor. So for about $6.99 a pound over at Whole Foods, I thought this is great. I can feed a family of 4 and maintain that budget. So what I'm doing right now is I have some chicken stock and barley, and I'm bringing that together with a tablespoon of butter or oil. The butter oil makes it a little fluffier. This is just a great dish with mushrooms and Marsala wine in itself to be a lovely vegetarian offering. I found pumpkin goat cheese today, and so I decided that I would use a blend of regular goat cheese and pumpkin goat cheese, being it is this season. We'll bring that together with some fresh new ideas to use in your kitchen for seasoning and serve it all up with a delicious mushroom mix. So stay with me, it's going to start cooking soon. I melted down a little butter, let it slightly brown, so it basically, if the pan's hot, you can just put the butter in and it will brown naturally. So we're going to take cremini mushrooms that are cut into wedges, and then I have some shiitakes that I'm going to use as well, because this is basically what we're making is a mushroom marsala. And like I said earlier, this is just, here come the shiitakes. This is just a great dish without having to work with any other protein at all, because we're going to put some sour cream and some goat cheese in a little bit. Now over here I have barley that's cooking away. Take about 10 more minutes with some chicken stock. You can use beef stock, you can use vegetable stock, you can even use water. Now I have a couple seasonings, a little bit of sage is coming into the season, and garlic salt. So let's get some of that going on the mushrooms. And after about 2 or 3 minutes, we're going to start to saute out some sliced shallots. It'll be really good. So nice hot pan. I've seasoned the shoulder lamb chops. You know, you can also find these veal lamb chops, the veal shoulder as well, but they cook up beautifully, and it's real lamb, so it's the ideal situation for a dinner party for 4 people at $6.99 a pound. That's going to work really well. So we're going to talk about a couple other new seasonings I have in the kitchen. I always say, you know, it really is a spice of life. This is something that they just brought over that's fairly new from the Spice and Tea Exchange. And it's officially called, it is called the Spiced Ham Seasoning. And what I love about it is I get this teeny bit of clove, but I don't want to overpower the lamb since it has that gaminess to it. So it's just a hint of that's what we're going to get. And we're going to wait about 4 minutes, and as you start to see that this pink blood that comes up, that means it's about time to turn it. I also like to just turn so they all get equal amounts of heat on the stove. Obviously my pan's just a little bit bigger than the burner, so I just like to move it around whenever I'm cooking with that. Now the mushrooms are starting to saute, but there's a lot of mushrooms in the pan, so let's stick in another pat of butter, that delicious Irish butter. For something like this, it doesn't have to be unsalted butter because you're going to be adjusting the taste, so whichever you have. When I bake, has to be unsalted butter. Now, we have 1 clove of garlic, 2 sliced shallots, and we'll let that saute down. When we come back, let's add the Marsala wine and start bringing this dish together with some creaminess and pumpkin goat cheese. You got that right, and I have to say, I love how John Scalzi is being so positive that it's a cool day out there. I'm ready to put my sweater on, or at least cook like that. It's amazing when the dew point goes down just a little bit. You're going to be more inspired in your kitchen, like I am. So let's get to the mushrooms. We have some shiitake and portobello mushrooms, also known as bella mushrooms. And now I'm going to add some Marsala wine, anywhere from 1/3 to 1/2. Oh, it smells. The aroma is so good because remember, we have a little bit of that brown butter that we started off with. Just a hint of lemon because we want to have a little acid in it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of that pumpkin goat cheese that I found at Whole Foods, and along with some regular goat cheese. So the pumpkin goat cheese is just like a slight taste of pumpkin, really feels like fall. So you can see we're all in it. We're all into the fall theme no matter what the temperature here. So we just kind of move that around and gently, as we lower the heat, let that goat cheese kind of marry in there. Now, the barley is just about done, so we're going to go ahead, and it's okay that there's a teeny bit of extra liquid in it because I checked and the barley pearls opened up great. Now you can also use something like a whole wheat orzo or even a wild rice, and I laughed because I even found, look at this, a pumpkin farro pilaf. So all sorts of different grains that you can use while you're making this. If you wanted it to be totally no grain, just the mushrooms with the goat cheese and parsley is going to be so delicious. You can use mushroom broth, which is really easy to find nowadays. Most stores are carrying it. And then we're going to do some fresh parsley, and we're going to do some sour cream. Now you can use some reduced fat sour cream. Don't cook with the fat-free sour cream. Couple reasons. One is it's obviously a chemical process in how they remove it, but two is it becomes too loose and you need some depth when you're cooking. Look at this, this looks so delicious. Oh my God, so you can see where I just said this could make the perfect vegetarian dish. And I will be making this year for Thanksgiving for friends that are coming over that are vegetarians. But for my carnivore people here at ABC, and certainly for my family, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this beautiful mushroom barley, and we're just going to put a pork chop right on top of that. And when we come back, I think it's time for lunch. We'll take a taste and we'll tell you where to find the recipe. It's not so easy when I give you a plastic fork and my boning knife, right?
That's all right. It's worth waiting for. It's delicious.
Good. Now this
Really good,
is,
Judy.
you know, I like that we could use the creaminess of the pumpkin goat cheese, which is clearly my theme today. I was on The View earlier. You got very excited. Do I have pumpkin on my nose?
No, you're good now.
Oh, that's a good friend. Thank
know it.
you. So, how do you feel about the lamb with it?
I love it.
A lot of times you do pork in this style.
I love it.
But
I love the
good.
barley too.
Yeah,
Really
barley
good.
is so wonderful.
We don't
and
use it enough.
We don't, and you notice those ancient grains are all coming back. They're good for you, they're balanced, and a little bit goes a long way. I'm glad you like it.
Recipes on our website, mysuncoast.com. Go on there, click on the dining link button. It'll take you right there with all the video instructions. Judy, this really tastes great.
Thank
for
you.
For an almost frigid day
For
like
a
today.
chilly day.
Scott.